Hello children, welcome to biology class. We are discussing the lesson Improvement in Food Resources. Last class we discussed the approaches to improve the quality of food. Do you remember it children? Which are the three approaches? Yes, first one crop variety management, then crop production management, then crop protection management. Today, let's discuss the second approach, that is crop production management. Children, we know that it is the money or financial conditions that allow farmers to take up different farming practices and agricultural technologies. There is a correlation between higher inputs and yields. Thus, the farmer's purchasing capacity for inputs decides cropping system and production practices, isn't it? Therefore, production practices can be at different level. So, we can say that there are no-cost production techniques, low-cost production techniques, and high-cost production practices. Children, these are the 5 approaches to increase the production, that means to increase the yield of crops. First one, nutrient management. We have to manage the amount and quantity of nutrients in the soil well. Then, addition of manure, addition of fertilizers, irrigation methods, and cropping patterns. Which are the 5 approaches, children, coming under crop production management or to increase the yield? We have to take care in these 5 areas. Which are they? Nutrient management, manure, fertilizers, irrigation, cropping patterns. Today, we can discuss the first 2 approaches, nutrient management and manure. The remaining 3 we will discuss in next week. So let's start with first one, that is nutrient management. Just as we need food for development, growth and well-being, we know that plants also require nutrients for growth, isn't it? Nutrients are supplied to plants by air, water and soil. Children, there are 16 nutrients which are essential for plants. Air supplies carbon and oxygen, hydrogen comes from water, and soil supplies the other 13 nutrients to plants. Among these 13 nutrients, 6 are required in large quantities. That's why they are termed as macronutrients. The other 7, the remaining 7 nutrients are used by plants in small quantities. Okay, that's why they are known as micronutrients. Now let's discuss a table. The same table is given in our textbook. So we know that altogether plants require 16 elements, isn't it? Carbon and oxygen, they will get carbon and oxygen from air, hydrogen and oxygen from water. Remaining 13 are they. Which are they? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine. Okay. Out of these 13 elements, 6 nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium and sulfur required in large quantities for the development of plants. That's why they are termed as macronutrients. And the remaining 7 nutrients such as iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, chlorine, they require in very less quantity. Okay, that's why they are termed as micronutrients. Children, the question, sure, you can expect a sure question from this table. to the question will come to differentiate macronutrients and micronutrients. So that's why you have to write these 6 elements in macronutrients and 7 in micronutrients. Okay, so study this table thoroughly. It's a must question. Okay, you can expect this question for exam, to differentiate macronutrients and micronutrients. If you forgot to write 3 or 4 among them, you never get full marks. Okay, so from macronutrients you have to write all the 6 elements and micronutrients all the 7 elements. Okay, again a table is given here to differentiate macronutrients and micronutrients. We know that macronutrients required by crops in large quantity, 6 are write the name of 6 nutrients. Okay, micronutrients, they are required by crops in very small quantity, and there are 7 elements coming under the category of micronutrients. And children, deficiency of these nutrients affects physiological process in plants, including reproduction, growth, and susceptibility to diseases. To increase the yield, the soil can be enriched by supplying these nutrients in the form of manure and fertilizers. Okay, so how can we improve? What is the first technique? That is nutrient management. So for that we have to add these elements in soil in the form of manure and fertilizers. So the second one, manure. Manure contains large quantities of organic matter and also supplies small quantities of nutrients to the soil. Manure is prepared by the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. We know that it helps in enriching soil with nutrients and organic matter and increasing soil fertility. The bulk of organic matter in manure helps in improving the soil structure. Children, this involves increasing the water holding capacity in sandy soil, but in clay soil, large quantities of organic matter help in drainage and in avoiding water logging. In using manure, we use biological waste material, which is advantageous in protecting our environment from excessive use of fertilizers. Thus, it reduces pollution. Using biological waste material is also a way of recycling farm waste. Based on the kind of biological material used, we can classify manure as compost and vermicompost, the first category. Second one, green manure. So first we can discuss about compost and vermicompost. What's the difference between these two? First we can discuss about compost. The process in which farm waste materials like livestock excreta, that is cow dung, okay, then vegetable waste, animal refuse, domestic waste, sewage waste, straw, eradicated weeds, etc. is decomposed in pits is known as composting. The compost is rich in organic matter and nutrients, and we know that we can prepare compost by using earthworms to hasten the process of decomposition of plants and animals' refuse. And this method by using composting by using earthworm is known as vermicompost. Okay. Then second one, green manure. Prior to the sowing of crop seeds, some plants like sun hemp, this is sun hemp or guar, are grown and then mulched by ploughing them into the soil. These green plants thus turn into green manure, which helps in enriching the soil in nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, so that's about manure. So next week we can discuss about fertilizers, then irrigation, types of irrigation, then patterns. Okay, patterns. Okay, so today we discussed 2 important points. The first one was nutrient management, the manner we discussed. Hope you understood the concept well. Children, read the textbook, study well.